Hi and welcome to our Kid Zone craft videos. Today we're going to make something really cool. I think this is one of my favorite Kid Zone crafts that we have ever done, and it's a scented book owl. It smells like cinnamon, which is really fun, and not only will it be cute in your room, but it'll make your room smell good too. This is the one that I had already made. I had so much fun making it, and I want to show you. This is what is in your kit from the library. You'll have a pine cone, or maybe two. Because pine cones aren't made in a factory, they come off the trees. They're all individual shapes and sizes, so it's hard to get them all big size. So you'll either have one large one, or you'll have two smaller ones to work with. So depending on what's in your kit, you'll also have a book page. This is what we're going to make his wings out of. And then, depending again on which kit you got, you'll either have a larger mask or a larger pine cone with wings, or a smaller one. So I'm going to do the smaller one today, so I'm going to lay that down. But I do want to show you something else with the bigger one, just in case. You're going to have this bigger, wider strip of paper. You're going to use that to make kind of like a little stand for him. And we'll do that first because a lot of the pine cones, this one didn't at the bottom, but this one did have a little stem where it was attached to the tree, and it's hard to make them sit well. So we make him a little stand, and he sits very nicely. And the band for the back of the face. And then you're going to have, potentially, depending on which size you have, you might have some book pages already cut out to make for the bigger eyes. You're going to have some small circles cut out for smaller eyes. Oh, there we go. Lay those down. And then you have some hearts, and we're going to use the hearts, believe it or not, to make the owl feet. So I'll show you all of that in just a minute. Okay? So the first thing I think I'm going to do is make his stand. You're going to need some tape. And I also like to use a glue stick, especially to put the feet together. Because to me that makes it look nice. So I'm going to actually start with the band to make his stand. And it's all going to be one size, so you're going to have to make it fit your individual pine cone, because they're like people. They're all different. So I'm going to measure, and that one will fit just fine. And then you're just going to tape it to make a circle, see? I love the smell of cinnamon. It also makes me think of really good things to eat, like snickerdoodle cookies and that kind of thing. All right, and then I'm going to put my owl, the owl body right there, okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and make the feet and let them be drying. All right, so we have two separate hearts, but if you overlay one on top of the other, see, like that? See if it's, and we're going to glue those together, it makes a foot. So I'm going to do that with glue stick. Super quick. Goodness, that one was stuck. Good. So you just need a little bit of glue on one edge, and you're laying one heart right across the other, and put the points together. That'll help you line it up. And you have a foot. A claw, a talon. I don't know what the right words are for the feet of an owl, but we have lots of books at the library that could tell you. You have to come and see. We've got lots of books about birds, and particularly we have one about birds of prey, which is what an owl is. They hunt for their food primarily at night. That's why we don't see them very often except in books and pictures and video. You might see one every once in a while flying, especially if you're out at night. All right. If you had one of the bigger masks, which I'll show you in just a second, you would layer the eyes. The smaller masks don't need quite that layer, or you could make your own small circle, but I'll show you that in a minute. For now, I'm going to move that out of the way. Put that over there. And you need scissors too. Hang on, let me find my scissors. Okay, so you're going to cut out the wings and the mask. or the face. We're making it like a mask because it's a lot easier to attach to the owl than to try to glue it on. That's why I keep calling it a mask. So this owl's going to take you a little bit of time, but that's the best part, is the process. So you can take your time and make it look exactly how you like. So we're going to leave this part of his face, this brown color. And this is where we'll put the eyes. Now you can either leave it on that side where the marker, black marker, shows through the outline. But I like to turn mine on this side. But you can add feathery details. You can do whatever you like with yours. I'm going to stop right there with mine. Then I'm going to use my glue stick. You could use tape or regular glue too. Glue stick is just fast and easy. Owls have big eyes so that they can see to hunt at night. So make him a large eye. Right there. Now you could leave it at that. Or before you glued it, you could borrow one of those and use it to trace onto your paper if you want to give him some book eyes. We might try that to see how it looks. But I'm going to lay this part of his face aside for a minute so I can work on the wings. And this is going to require that you cut. You can either have brown wings, but I like using this book page. This was actually Mary Poppins, and it got damaged, so we had to take it out of our collection. So it's perfect that we can recycle these into something really cute. So I'm going to use these wings as a pattern. And whether you have large wings or small wings, depending on your kit and the size of your pine cone, you do the same thing. You just cut them out. And you can either cut them both out or use the same one for the pattern. It doesn't matter to me. And some of you might have a kit that has a really, really small one and then a medium-sized one, so that you would have both large and small. So what you want to do is make sure that you leave enough room. I'll show you really quickly. I'll cut up one of the big ones out. So remember, every kit is not going to be the same. I'm showing you all the possibilities. But if by some chance you have one that has the medium-sized and the smaller, let me cut them both so you can see what I'm doing. You have to leave enough room on your book page to cut out all that you need to cut out, okay? So I'm going to use this to make as a guide. So I need a wing right there, and a wing right there, and then see, there'll be enough room. I don't know if you can see. I got to move that to the video better. There you go. Sometimes I get in my own way. I want you to be able to see. Okay. So see, we've got plenty of room. And I might even, yeah, got all kinds of room. So if I wanted to do some smaller eyes made out of book page, I could. So we're going to just trace over this really fast. Use a pencil or a pen, whatever you want. Again, this one's going to take a minute, so take your time. I'm going fast because I'm trying to do a video and not make you wait for an hour. We're making our pattern. I'm not going to cut out the big wings, but because you get the idea, since I'm making the smaller one, I'm just cutting out the two smaller wings. And then I need one more eye. You should have enough with this book page to get all that you need out of it. All right, and then there's more cutting involved. cut mine into smaller pieces so that I can manage it better. And something I learned a very long time ago is if you hold your scissors straight and turn your paper, sometimes that makes it easier to follow the line. There's one wing. So scissors are straight. I'm turning the paper. But you do the method that works best for you. Someone showed me this a long time ago, and it's been what's worked best for me for years. Okay. So now I have 2 wings for my small owl. And then, since I want these a little smaller, so I'm going to cut inside the line. See if I can make, or you probably could use a small hole punch. And then if I don't like it, I won't glue it. That's the cool thing about making craft projects. You can always modify something that'll fit your idea, your vision for what you want it to look like. There we go. So let's see how it would look. So see, now I've got some brown around it. I think I like the way that looks. I think that's what I'm going to do. All right, let me cut one more. I may be able to use this as my guide. I'll just put one on top of the other. I'm going to cut around it so they'll be the same size. You have to hold tight. It might have been easier to trace it, but you never know unless you try, right? Okay. Alright, so we've got the eyes, we've got a wing, we've got the mask. I'm going to lay my mask down and we're going to put eyes a little bit bigger. Make him a little smaller. That's better. That's going to be cute. A little bit of glue. Somebody's bringing some books back to the library through the outside book drop. That's that noise you heard. Okay, so there's his face. I might even add another, with a pen or a pencil, add a little pupil for his eye so he can see really, really well in the dark. Okay, and then now find this really narrow strip that you've got. No, actually, we're going to wait and do that in a minute. Let's do our wings next. Now you can either leave them straight, and we're going to attach them like this, or if you want them to curve a little bit, all you do is just wrap them around your pencil. Give them a little bit of a curve. See? Curls the paper right up. Okay, you get your wings how you want them. We're going to flip the mask over and turn our wings over, and they're just going to go, I'm going to try to tape those because they're so tiny. I'll need a teeny, teeny piece of tape. I'm going to tape those right back here, or you could glue them. I think the tape will hold a little better though. Okay, so there is our owl and her wings. Okay, now to make it sit, I mean, you could glue it on there, but I think it'd be really hard to make it stay. So we've made a headband, and this one's really long. I'm going to cut it down some. You can kind of, you'll have to use your own best judgment. What I'm going to do is tape it in the middle on the back side. I'm trying to take my thumb to it too. And I want it to be right in the middle. Okay, and then curve it around and let's see how big you think it might need to be to fit. Nope, you have to take that off. Try again. This makes me feel a little bit like I'm a seamstress making an outfit for this owl to get it to fit properly. I'm just making a loop on the back. See? And you might wait to trim yours until you know how much you need. That way you don't cut it too short. But you can always tape two pieces back together if you need to. Alright, let's see if we can make it. Whoop, I got it upside down. See if we can make it fit now. There you go. Alright, so you're just going to sit it on the top of the pine cone, just like that. See? It may need a little help, depending on, you may even turn around and see some of these pine cones, like this one was a little, it has a prettier side, and then a not so prettier side. I guess it got smashed. But you can work on it, find the best side, and try to make it fit down in there. Okay, so once you get his face and wings on, then you just tuck the feet somewhere in some of the scales. They don't even have to be glued, because most of the place will have a tight spot where you can wedge them in. You may need a little bit of extra effort. So there's his feet. Here's his face. There we go. Can you see? Okay, put him back on his stand. And he's ready to go. And look, I have an owl family. In the pine cones that we got, we had some teeny tiny ones that were even too small for me to make little faces for. So we're going to pretend that those are the owl babies. And then this is a big sister or brother. How about that? I hope that you have a lot of fun making this. Again, I would love to see them, so bring me a picture. Or you can even bring the owl in. I'd love to see how they look. And I hope you have a great time. Bye.